Slawek in one word: visionary. The vision to start the company some 30 years ago with the idea of how do you get a full-service flavor company in Chicago. The vision to instill high-tech, high-touch in a market that was changing so quickly. The vision to enable us all to get smaller, to grow quicker. The vision to change from Flavors of North America to FONA International. The vision to always keep going and going forward. With his vision, we were able to do a lot more. We were able to build a beautiful, wonderful FONA. We were able to grow the entire food industry.
Joe, congratulations. FONA is one of the very best companies I've ever walked into. I've been an auditor and consultant for many years, and this is by far the very best that I've ever seen. Congratulations on your 50th year in the industry.
It's always been a pleasure working with Joe. He's been so generous sharing his vision of FONA, and I really appreciate the patience that he had with me as we tried to figure out all the different ways we could grow the company, the different ways we could grow our people, and just how we could fulfill that vision.
On 9/11, FONA had a Flavor University class going on, as we had lots of people in the building who were in from out of town. We had one guest in particular who had flown in from Toronto. This was her first trip outside of the country since having a rather massive operation that left her with a requirement to review every food label for the things that she was eating. So we started to call hotels and talk about who had the best restaurant that would allow us into the kitchen. And as I was explaining to Joe what I was doing, Joe quietly said, no. She'll come home with me. Joe brought a stranger home with him into his home for the better part of 5 days until the borders were reopened. He opened his home and his heart in a way that made such an impression on me, and is part of the reason that I've been here for close to 20 years, because that's not something that you find everywhere. So thank you, Joe, for a great 20 years.
I'll quote Atlas Shrugged and say that an achievement is the greatest gift that a human being can give to others. So thank you, Joe, for the gift of your achievement, so that so many people like me can come here every day enjoying what we do and be part of something truly remarkable.
So what does Joe Slawek, in my eyes, look like? Benevolent, generous, just an amazing steward of all of the resources that this world has, that God has given. And I thank you, Joe, for allowing me the opportunity to be a part of that. 50 years, congratulations.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to work here at FONA. Every day is a pleasure, and as you can see, I'm donning my crown that I'm so proud to wear on Tiara Tuesdays, because you embrace the humor and the dignity that it takes to run the front desk. I appreciate these opportunities on a daily basis, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, 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 Joe.